You know, I talk all this time about falling behind on these episodes because I fall behind on the anime. That's not really true all the time. This time I'm actually falling behind because of editing. I've actually recorded this already. Wait, no I haven't, I'm recording it now. But I've watched the episodes already anyway. And today I'm going to look at 4 more new shows, which I've already watched. I'm now recording for your enjoyment. So join me, because as ever, this is a 2018 autumn anime preview, from a different perspective. This is really a season for high caliber sequels. We got the fantastic Sword Art Online Alicization, which was in the last episode, and this time we've got a brand new series of A Certain Magical Index Season 3. Now I know some people were looking forward to the Railgun series more than this one, and I would admit, I generally prefer Railgun over Index myself as well. It's a bit more fun, a bit more whimsical, and has much more interesting characters. But we know that's coming, and we can enjoy the 3rd series of Magical Index whilst we wait for Railgun Season 3. I'm kind of glad this is actually streaming because it looked for a while like it almost wasn't going to be streaming. But thankfully Funimation and Crunchyroll came to a rescue, a last ditch effort to get it streaming about a week after it first aired, and is now simulcasting properly. And so with this being the 3rd series, you may wonder, first, why are you reviewing this? Because I wanna. I've been looking forward to this one as well. Namely because it brings an interesting character I'm looking forward to. Although, she's not in the first episode, so I can't really talk about that much. We're revisiting the life of the most fortunate guy with a harem, Toma Kamiya. The guy with a right hand which can defeat all magic and science. He's got a right hand which pretty much acts as a Deus Ex Machina whenever it needs to. Anything which is causing a problem, right hand will fix it. This is my right, yes. We don't get much of that in the first episode actually. We do get to see him deflecting Railgun's attack, which, let's be honest, is pretty much commonplace these days, it's nothing new. But most of it is just getting back to know the characters. We get to see him at school with his teacher. We get to see Index at home being Index and being loud and hungry. We get to see Mikoto acting really adorable and tsundere to him. We get to see Uharu and Kuroko being Judgment members. And mostly, we get to hear a lot of science and magic-y babble. Although from the looks of it, the first arc's going to be very much magic-based, which is interesting as last few set of arcs have been a mix of the two. This one's very much more magic-based. That doesn't mean that science has got nothing to do with it. This first episode really does act as a build-up to the entire series. Nothing much happens, there's loads of manoeuvring behind the scenes. We introduce a character who dies, seriously. One character, introduced one episode and she dies, but leads us onto the arc. Now Index 3 is one of those series, because it's a sequel, that you know if you're going to watch it or not, so I can't really say watch it or don't watch it. I'm going to be watching it, mainly for one character. Well, 2 characters to include Railgun herself, but hopefully it will hold up to a test of time, and this series from good few many years ago will still feel fresh, despite it being cliche-filled these days, because so many other series borrowed its ideas. As I mentioned earlier, you can find Index airing over at Crunchyroll. In the same way I talked about PA Works, a studio being able to produce anime which is notoriously beautiful, whether or not the story holds up is another thing entirely. Coming from another well-known studio, Studio Trigger, comes SSSS.Gridman. I don't know if it's SSSS.Gridman or Gridman. Gridman sounds horrible actually, but it's Gridman. It's about a man and a grid. No, it's not. It's about giant robots fighting giant monsters. It's a kaiju series. And being from Studio Trigger, it's very interesting to look at. Loads of interesting style decisions, some which I agree with, some I just find distracting. I don't know whether or not it was just bad animating, but it had to be an obvious choice, because throughout the first episode, the episode was filmed with jump cutter vision, where every few seconds, I mean, if you've seen me in this corner of this box, hello, I'm down here, every so often, you'll find that my face moves elsewhere. If you look at it closely, you'll find I'm jerking around all over the place because I'm making so many edits. And that's really the case with Gridman as well, because for some reason, they're obsessed with a jump cut. And there's no real explanation behind it either. It had to be a stylistic thing to sort of harken back to the old days of the classic Japanese kaiju series. Giant monster attacks city, and man with giant robot, man turning into giant robot or becomes giant robot and fights a big monster. And the next day, everything is all well and good. That is well and truly the case for our main character, Yuta Hibiki. Although, he assumes that's his name, he's got amnesia. And we meet his 2 friends, well, not really his friends, but just people who know him. We got the cute Rika Takarada, who rescues him but doesn't really know him. She rescues him because he's starving hungry outside her house and completely lost. We also got his best mate, Sho Utsumi, who left no real impression on me at all. Now, I've got to be honest, I found this one a little bit hard to follow at times. It was simple, but it was pointlessly jargonistic at times. It reminds me of anything. Thinking about it, it actually reminds me a lot of Razafon, with the world going on normally while crazy stuff goes on around them. But I'm not sure if I like it. I suppose if you like Kaiju series, this is going to be one for you, because it is very much in that mould. You got a big robot, some kids, and giant monsters. But for me, no, I'm not going to continue watching it. You can find this one airing at Crunchyroll. So many fantasy light novels these days are getting adapted, I'm losing track of them all. And so when an anime comes through which doesn't subscribe to the knowledge of putting all your entire plotline in the title, gets people to buy your books, raises an eyebrow. And you can't really get much more generically named than Goblin Slayer. I'm guessing from the title it's about a guy who slays goblins. He may even be a professional Goblin Slayer. But is that it? But yes, and we meet our main character. Well, I'm assuming she's the main character. And she's not a Goblin Slayer. Not yet anyway. She's an apprentice priestess. Just become an adventurer. And she's invited to a party by a bunch of adventurers with her. All low levels. They're going to go out and hunt for some of the lowest level monsters in the world. Goblins. Oh, Goblin Slayer. Does that mean she's a Goblin Slayer? We'll find out, I'm sure. And so she's sent out to hunt these goblins. It's herself, this priestess. She can use healing magic and such. You got this sorcerer girl. I'm assuming she can use attack spells. This warrior who uses a sword. And I think we want a monk girl. She uses generally her martial skills to fight. But yeah, they go out hunting goblins. They go into a cave. There's ominous markings here and there. But we're not too plus, they're just fighting goblins. It's not going to be too much of a difficulty. Until they get ambushed. And that's where this story goes downhill. Because one thing I didn't realise about Goblin Slayer is just how violent it gets. Warning, if you do not like violent anime, you will not like Goblin Slayer. It is bloody brutal. Her three companions, one of them was stabbed with a poisoned dagger, which is going to kill her. One's taken to one side and pretty much raped. I say pretty much, you don't physically see the act, although you see the goblin thrusting and her reacting. So, yeah, she's raped. And the male guy was just killed because there's no point in raping him. The goblins look at the poor priestess, scared witless, and they just laugh at her. But clearly don't want to rape her because they clearly don't think that she can produce reasonable offspring for them. She's no threat to them, she's got no real attacking power, so they're not going to kill her. She tries to escape with the sorceress, although she's rescued by this other random guy who comes charging in. I say charging in, he walks ominously forward, killing as many goblins as he comes across. And the guy's name is Goblin Slayer. Yep, this is an anime where the characters don't have names, they have titles. The priestess's name is Priestess. The Goblin Slayer's name is Goblin Slayer. The Guild Lady's name is Guild Lady. I'm sure it'll make remembering what they do a bit easier. And so we follow Goblin Slayer, being helped by Priestess, kill the rest of the goblins. He has to put the sorceress out of her misery, because she knows that she's just going to die anyway. And rather than a long agonising death, she just wants it over and done with quickly. The monk girl, who was taken to one side and raped, is rescued, although she's scarred for life, and she gives up being an adventurer. But the priestess, now also scarred, decides that she doesn't want to quit. She wants to help. She wants to help other people not fall into the same difficulty that she did. And it looks like she's joining the Goblin Slayer as well, as a member of his party. So you got a big fighter, specialising in killing goblins, and a priestess ready to heal him whenever needed. This is a very brutal series, but I'm not going to say it's a bad series. It's borderline too gory to recommend watching. The gore almost put me off actually, even after the first episode, but I'm going to give it a few more episodes, see how it goes. If you don't like gory anime, steer well clear. If you like your anime with lots of rape, then I'm sure Sword Art Online will probably do as well, but you can watch this one. You can find it airing over at Crunchyroll. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I really, really, really want a group of ninja girls. And yes, I really, really, really wanted to hammer in a Spice Girls reference, because this is an anime about ninja girls who power themselves up using spice. Release the spice. Now, everything about the posters and the adverts of this show are meant to appeal to me. I mean, let's look at the poster. We have cute ninja girls, bare midriff, potential Yuri interests, and a light-hearted but interesting plotline which looks like it's bad guys versus good guys, but it's going to have some mixes and fun in between. Now, of course, with a show like this, our main character isn't originally one of the ninja girls. She's just a normal girl. A normal girl with extraordinary eyesight, and a weird penchant for licking people and tasting their feelings. I don't get that one either. But yeah, let's enter into the world of Momo Minamoto. A girl who has a really cute sounding name, and is really cute. She wants to grow up to be a police officer, like her dad was. She's got a huge sense of justice, and she doesn't want to leave anybody alone. She just wants to be fair, be nice, be friendly, and of course, that's not something she can do because she's also a scaredy cat. But one day, when she's out wandering with a police officer, walking with a police officer friend, I'm not sure if it's a relative or not, but she's definitely friends with this police officer, she sees these weird girls jumping over rooftops in the distance. I'm not sure what's going on. Now, they also kind of see her as well, but they don't really pay her too much attention because there's no way they could have been seen from that distance, but clearly they were. And so they approach her to sort of bring her on board. They want to test a few things first of all, make sure she's good out for the job. And she sort of proves that when she helps them, she kind of proves that when she's involved in rescuing her police officer friend, with their help of course, although she doesn't know what's going on. And yeah, this one's a bit confusing at times, but it's basically ninja girls fighting bad guys. You know what? I would break into more Spice Girls songs, but I'm a terrible singer. And of course, if you want to be my ninja, you have got to watch. Binging is too easy, but that's not needed here, because this one up high dive. I am so sorry guys. I don't know what I was thinking about last preview. I sort of started breaking into Spice Girls lyrics. But the show's good, as are most of the other ones I've looked at today. There's no real terrible shows, but there's plenty to keep you interested regardless of what your tastes are. Join me next time and look at 4 more new shows. So until then, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.